Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to Muggle Magic. Welcome to the third and final part of the Monster Book of Monsters DIY. In part 2, we learned how to craft the interior part of the book, as well as cut out some of the interior pages and start making a base for the eyes to sit on. And without any further ado, let's continue the DIY. So while that glue is drying, we are going to attach our tongue to the actual inner part of the book. Place the teeth about in the middle where they would be once we get it all put together, and just check where the tongue should go. Mark your spot with a pencil, and then next we can just take an X-Acto knife and cut into the cardboard where we want to put our tongue through it. Make it a little bit wider so that the tongue can fit. There we go. So you should be able to get your tongue wedged in there pretty nicely, about like this. So for the eyes, I just used my X-Acto knife and then a small screwdriver to kind of cut away and carve a piece off where the eye will sort of sit and fit. And I'm gonna finish off by doing 2 more here and have the eyes in there just so that I can see what they'll be looking like. You don't want them to be like cross-eyed or anything. So at this point, you should be able to put all of your eyes in those cuts that you made on the glue. But for now, we just want to remove them and set them aside. Next, we're going to glue the teeth and the tentacles onto the book. These teeth kind of came down too much when I put them on the front of the book, so I made this piece of cardboard, which I'm going to glue right here in order to keep the teeth up a bit more. So I'm just gonna use hot glue to glue this on there. Next, we'll take our tentacles and line them up where they should go, and then just glue them on. Now I'm at this point. Before we glue in this middle part, we're going to take this and we're going to add the fur. Here is the fur that I got. This is fake fur I just got at a craft store nearby. When you do this, you want to just line up your fur with your book cover, and you want it to overlap because some of this is going to go on the back of the tentacles, and then go ahead and just cut a piece of cloth out that's about the size of your book cover. And basically, yeah, the idea is to pretty much glue this down onto the top of your book, but you will want to sort of cut a little bit around the tentacles here. So we're just going to start gluing in small sections. So the first section is here, so I can just add my hot glue. And then you can go in after you've done that line, and you can just sort of touch up parts that need to be glued down. So now that we have the first part glued down, you want to find where the eyes are. And we need to put these eyes in and have them in the right spot, basically, before we continue. You can feel the piece that you made out of the part that you made in here out of hot glue. You can feel it. So you can feel where these eyes need to go. So I just need to make a little hole in my fabric right there. And once you get all 4 eyes through, they should have come with these little plastic back pieces that you just slip on to the back ends of these, and that holds them in place so they're not going to move around. So now that we have the eyes connected, we can start gluing this. Just go ahead and press that down. And at this point, we want to put some glue in each one of these slots and get these eyes into that slot, and a little glue on top as well to hold them in. And yeah, I think that looks about right. And now we can just continue gluing until we have the entire cover covered in this fur fabric. Now I've worked my way all the way around to the other side of the book. So this would actually be the bottom. So I'll trim around these and around the teeth here, and then on the sides as well. I'm gonna go ahead and start trimming that off. My hot glue gun has become very hairy. All right, so now you should have the entire cover glued down and trimmed off where you want it to be trimmed. And it should look something like this so far. What we want to do next is get the inside in this book. We're just going to glue this box that we made inside here. Now we just have these pages to add. So I'm just gonna put a little fold right here where the page would turn. And I'm gonna glue that to right here just before the book starts to open. And for this, I'm just gonna use a glue stick. There's no need for a hot glue gun for the paper. So now you should be able to open up to that first page. And then we're just gonna take this blank sheet and glue it right here to this inside page. And now you should be right here at this point. You have your monster book. You can open it up and see the title page. And you can turn that page to see one of the interior pages here as well. Okay, so next we are going to want to print this out on a heavy cardstock paper. And I have some gold leaf set aside right here, which I'm going to be using to color in the title of the book. And to do that, I'll be using this Deco Foil pen. It's an adhesive pen, so I'm just going to use this to trace this and stick the gold leaf to it. So now I have one of the letters traced. I can put the gold leaf right on top like that. And then I'll just use a soft dry paintbrush to make sure the whole thing gets stuck on there. I can wipe away or brush away the extra. So as you can see, the M is now shiny gold, and we're gonna just go ahead and do that to all the lettering on the front here. Once you're done putting the gold leaf on your letters, next you just want to cut them out. The monster book of is going to go right here, and monsters is going to go down here. But as you can tell, there's way too much fur, so we're going to have to trim off a bunch of this fur right where we want to put the book title. So there's just one last thing we need to do before this is complete. And for that, we're gonna need an old belt. And this belt is just going to go over the front of the book like this. And all you really need to do is cut the belt down to the right size. So that's about the right size of the belt, but now you just need to put a small hole here so that this part can go through it and you can close the belt up. So I'm just going to make a little mark so I know where that spot is. And there, that is the complete Monster Book of Monsters. I really hope you guys liked this DIY. Pretty much every video I've posted, there was someone in the comments who asked for a Monster Book of Monsters DIY. And it's something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, but I just never really got around to it. If you want a chance at winning the monster book that I made in this DIY, all you need to do is click the link in the description box below to enter. I still have one more winner to announce, which is the third winner of the 10K giveaway. However, I'm gonna have to do that in my next video, unfortunately, because I'm still waiting to hear back. Thank you guys so much for the 10,000 subscribers, and I'll see you next time. Remember, I get a lot of ideas for these DIYs that I do from your comments. So if you have an idea for something that you want to see me do in the future, definitely leave a comment below and let me know. If you're interested in seeing more DIY videos having to do with Harry Potter and more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.